We'll get started with what I think is probably the greatest comic book story when it comes to just has all the nuts and bolts of a great story. And it's the origin of Spider-Man. You guys all familiar with the origin of Spider-Man? Yeah? You guys know that one? What's his real name?
Peter.
Peter Parker, right? Is that back there? All right, you can chime in too. Peter Parker becomes Spider-Man, but it's not like an instant flip of the coin and he's Spidey. No, not at all. He is bitten by a radioactive spider on a field trip, right?
Welcome to the library. Let's go see a show.
With great power comes great responsibility. Exactly. Is he Spider-Man now?
Yeah, he is.
There you go. I mean, you can get bitten by a spider. You can do all sorts of really cool things. But until you learn that important lesson, that's when heroes are born, I think. And I think that's the root of every great story is a great message, something that, you know, a profound sort of combination of words that you want to share with the world. And Stan Lee's combination of words was, with great power comes great responsibility. He writes all these stories about these superpowered characters. And each one of them, if you look deeper into their origins and what makes them that superhero, you'll see that there's something there beyond just the powers. And it's some sort of moral code or driving force that makes them not be the Joker and not be Lex Luthor and not be Doc Ock. Let's think a little bit about superheroes, okay, and designing superheroes. So Batman, what's he wear on his face?
A cape.
Cape on his face?
A mask.
A mask? If you were to ask him in a dark alley, why do you have that logo on your chest? He would tell you because he wants the bad guys to shoot right here. It's bulletproof underneath, and it's a target. And the cape, the reason he wears a big flowing cape is so nobody knows, you know, where his body is, like when he's flying around. It's all like a self-defense. But Robin, you guys know who Robin is, right? He wears a short cape. And I don't know if you guys follow the comic books very much, but the original Robin's name was Dick Grayson, and he grew up, went to college, and decided he was too old to be Robin. And he became another character named Nightwing. You guys know about Nightwing? No? Nightwing is he's like a mix between Batman and Robin, but he lost the cape altogether because he said he hated wearing a cape. And Batman is just a great iconic character, and a lot of the, I mean, comic book heroes, the superheroes from Marvel and DC and other places, that is our American mythology. You know, England has King Arthur, we have Batman. I'd prefer Batman myself, so that works out, you know, being here. It's good. And these, I mean, Batman's over 70 years old. Did you guys know that? Batman was created in 1939, so that would be, he's 72 this year. He's looking good for a 72-year-old guy. Superman is 38, so that would make him 73. So there's the Bat logo. Good, we did. Now this is, they actually did wind up losing the yellow thing later, but I like that you put it in there because that really, I think it looks better myself. Man, and let's do a Bat belt too, and a six-pack. Because all superheroes are all very physically fit, right? Why is that? You guys know why that is?
So they can leap.
They can leap, yeah?
Because they're superheroes?
They're superheroes, yeah. They keep themselves in top physical form. And also, I think because, you guys ever see Adam West in a Batman costume? He was not in top physical form, so, but if you're drawing pictures, you might as well, you know, are you doing a not top physical form? That's a wide belt.
I'm not used to drawing this size.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. It's okay.
My drawings.
This is good. This is good. So six-pack. We need a six-pack, they call that. That's what they call that, right?
There.
There we go. Cool. So here we go, Batman. Now you can't see his eyes. Huh. What's Batman's real name?
Adam Wayne.
Adam West is the actor. Bruce Wayne. That's okay. Bruce Wayne played Batman, or is Batman. And yeah, I mean, he's a pretty. It's like if Donald Trump was going to be a superhero. Bruce Wayne's a millionaire, so everybody knows who he is. It's always good to disguise yourself, right? Oh, and that's what is that guy? What's that called, guys? You guys know what that is? They shine it in the night sky. The bat symbol, or bat signal. I'm sorry, bat signal. Yeah, Commissioner Gordon uses that. So we'll start with Flat Stanley here. All right. So that's Flat Stanley. That's his alter ego. What do you think, Flat Stanley? What happens to him that gives him superpowers?
Super Stanley.
Super Stan.
like that.
I like it. That's good.
Stanley.
Super Stan, the man. How does he get his powers? He gets his powers from his tie. Okay, I like that. He's got a magical tie, Chris.
Okay.
And what are some of the powers he has? The tie can make a force field. Oh, so he can slow down time with his magic tie and then just do whatever he needs to do. This is he wearing a mask? Our superhero version of Flat Stan. Is he?
Yeah, we ought to give him a
We should give him a mask. Is he wearing a cape?
Probably.
Want a cape? Okay.
cape and a mask.
Now the mask, does it cover his whole face, or is it just an eye thing, or is it?
Probably like half face. Like,
What if instead of a cape, his tie just gets...
So did he buy this tie at a store, or? I think that he, yeah, what were you going to say? That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, and all he can have is like these sort of flat devices like paper clips or maybe sticky pads or whatever. Like, post-it notes. Always try to make sure your characters are original. Nothing you've ever seen before out there, right? Look at that. What else should he have on his utility belt?
cell phone.
What was it?
Cell phone.
A cell phone? Okay. Like a flat cell phone, yes.
Like stuff that creates mist so you can't see.
Ooh.
Can't see you.
Like a mister.
Yeah.
Psh.
So people can't see you when you leave.
Cool, I like it.
What was that?
Like a sort of a mister. You know what? Now that you've done these things, I think it would be cool to have one of them on here, huh? And then a cell phone, just like an all-purpose communicator. See, when you're doing comic books, it's like you always try to think, okay, like Batman has a car. If you look at the very first Batman comics, he just drives around in a red car, just like anybody. And if it's Bruce Wayne or if it's Batman, he's driving that same red car. Then they decided about 3 or 4 issues in, they're like, wait a minute, Batman is so cool and so distinguished, he should have a Batmobile. So we'll give him a cell phone, but we're going to call it a flat stand communicator. Okay, it's the same thing as a cell phone, does the same basic thing as your...
Wrist communicator.
we're even going to put it on his wrist. Every great hero has a great what? Villain. There you go. I'm going to name some. I want to hear some villains. Okay, Captain America. Who's his villain? There you go, yeah. Spider-Man. Green Goblin's the main one, but he's got so many, right? Batman. Right. Superman. So as you can see, every great hero has an arch villain like that. What about Fantastic Four?
I would think his...
Dr. Doom. So here's his super tie. Check this out. And in comics, you know what's good? Do you guys ever read manga? Manga does this a lot. They do it in American comics too. They always exaggerate because you're not having an actor portray the role or anything. You're communicating first and foremost with the images that you're drawing. So exaggerate facial expressions, even though you might, like if you're surprised, you might just go like that. If in a comic book, it's like, oh, just to really communicate those emotions and those thoughts. And it's funny because if you look at a comic and you're reading it as just a reader, you don't even notice how exaggerated a lot of those things are. But take a closer look at your comics and images and picture books and notice how exaggerated a lot of the expressions are.
I call him Adam Man, but I know a few other people named Adam Man. Well, the thing with his character is in the future, here in Los Angeles, there's a power plant. You know the power plant's over there by the beach?
Mm-hmm.
I was just by there. One of them just converted to nuclear power, so one of the neighborhoods got contaminated. So the government came in with these trucks that were decontaminating people. And the thing is, he was in one of the machines, and it gave him too much like decontaminating thing, I don't know what, and it just kind of like made him half radioactive. So then later he got into a gang. And then like the thing is, like they went to Las Vegas to go sell some stuff, and his friends wanted to keep all the money and get rid of him. So they were gonna like kill him in the desert, but then all of a sudden, all the governments in the earth decided that they have to get rid of nuclear weapons. But America has one left, and they didn't tell anyone. And then they said, you know what, we have to get rid of it, otherwise we're gonna get in trouble. So at that very second, it blew up. Both his friends got vaporized. But since he had a lot of that stuff in him, he survived, and he became like Adam Man. So then he came back to the city, but he was like burned. He was horrible. Nobody wanted to look at him, so he put on a mask. And so he's been trying to like be normal, but every time like a bad guy or a monster comes away, he just has to fight it. Like this guy right here, he's the Atomic Skull. He's a really bad guy. He's like the thing about this guy is he's already a character. When I was finished designing him, I discovered that in DC Comics, like Batman stuff, they made the same character.
Oh really? But not the same origin. Let's talk about his origin.
One day there was a guy, right, who was at the airport, and he had a bomb in his teeth that his friends put in him. He was gonna blow it up because he liked peace, but he noticed that everybody was at war, so he wanted to make a statement. So what happens is that the airport was testing this new machine that has super X-rays that can see everything. So he stepped in and it hit him. It gave him so much radiation that whenever he gets mad, like you see, like he glows and you see a skull, and that's why they call him the Atomic Skull. And he just shoots like he gets so mad that he just bursts. Like everybody around him gets burned.
Wow, that's great. Hey, high five, man. Wow. I think those are great ideas, and I like the fact that they're both kind of two sides of the same coin. Batman and Joker. Joker's always telling Batman, "You're just like me," and you have these two radioactive-based characters, and that's perfect, man. You don't let that go. Do something with that, and don't worry about the whole DC having a skull character. Everybody's got a skull character. That's a unique take on it. So she's kind of like Big Boy. That's his sister, or is it his ex-girlfriend, or maybe his mom?
The girl next door.
I like it, because there's a lesson to be learned there. How to deal with rejection. I think that's her character arc. So back to Spider-Man again. We talk about how he learned a lesson through a story. They have what they call a character arc. Okay, so he's a different person at the end of the story than he was at the beginning. And I do think, you have Fat Franny. She's the jilted, unrequited love to Flat Stan, right? And she just. I think there could be some nutritional lessons here, like not to deal with your depression by eating at let me get a plug here. McDonald's. Okay. Ronald McDonald was here earlier today. Unfortunately, he's not here to hear this lesson. And there's other ways to deal with depression. Maybe jogging, but that's something we'll deal with later. Okay, you got it?
No. No, I don't. No. What are her powers?
What are her powers? What are Fat Franny's powers?
Very light on her feet.
She is, okay, even though she's got...
That's it? She
can stretch her face.
Super strength, okay. Super strength. And I like the whole wide mouth thing. That's does she eat things other than food? Does she eat, like, houses? So, thighs of thunder, like you hear the storm coming, right? This is terrible.
A huge boom.
Sonic
boom.
The sonic boom.
Sonic boom. Going back to the radioactive guy, her microwave was like there was a deficiency in her microwave, and it was getting too much radiation into the food, and so she's got the energy inside of her already. She cooks the food like with her microwave. And then Flat Stan comes in and tells her not to eat it. She's like, and what'd she say to Flat Stan?
She says that, you don't like me, and now you're telling me that I can't eat food.
You don't like me, now you're telling me I can't eat food, whatever, and then she eats it anyway. And becomes Fat Franny. I like it. And then, do they actually fight, or is it like a battle of the minds, or?
Battles, like.
They bounce off each other.
They bounce off each other. Now, how...
Sound married.
Yeah, well, there you go. Hey, hi, boy. Wow, and she's a beautiful lady, I think. No? You gotta look inside sometimes. What lessons do you think Fat Franny can learn? And also, Flat Stan. Let's not let Flat Stan off the hook. Remember what we said, with great power comes great responsibility. But what What lessons can be applied to this cosmic saga? He should have been nicer than when rejecting. Okay. So really, flat stance.